Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Auto Repair Marketing Podcast. I'm your co-host today, Brian, and Kim is your host. And we're going to be talking about Pros on the Road 2024.
Pros on the Road 2024. But first, you better thank our sponsors, because without them, we probably wouldn't be sitting here doing this podcast.
Thank you to our friends at Repair Pal for sponsoring this episode. As shop owners, we were part of Repair Pal Certified Network. You can learn more at repairpal.com/shops.
Yes. All right. With all that being said, y'all, here's what we want to do. We want to talk about some of our favorite conferences of the year and tell you where we're going, the pros on the road, where we're going this year, even though sometimes we're going to be in the air. So do we say pros on the road if we're in the air?
Yeah, we do.
We can? Okay. So just breaking some unwritten rules, I guess. The thing is, y'all, 2023 was amazing, great. What one word would you say, Brian, to describe 2023 for the business?
Whirlwind.
Yeah. It was a lot. We did 12, right? I think that we count. We did 12 conferences.
Yeah. And look, there's some, I know if any of y'all industry vendors are listening in, you might be laughing at 12 because I know that there's some people that did at least 20 last year.
Well, they're big.
But well, it's not even that. It's that is their job, is to go do the conferences.
Yeah.
And, in our case, it's not. We're running a business while also doing these conferences and the teaching and everything. And 12 was a lot. That was a lot of conferences.
Yeah, and we have a team too. We have 30 employees, but Brian and I are the main ones who attend most of these conferences. We're building a team of teachers we're very proud of, and so they go and they can teach as well. But, when you're building a business, you get out there, and that's what we did last year. And we're going to do it again this year. We're just intentionally toning it down a little bit. Yep. And so we want to talk to you today about where we know for sure that we're definitely going. And our plan
and
is
it
not...
wouldn't surprise me if by the end of the year we do 12 conferences again.
Yeah, I was going to say the plan is not to add too many. And I know that there are some of our really good, amazing, wonderful friends in the industry who are going to hear this and they're going to say, you didn't list my conference, because there are some that we've been asked, hey, will you come? And we can't be everywhere. We can't do everything. And so we had to make some decisions. So
but
with
we
that
do
being
have
said,
some really exciting, classes that we're going to be teaching at a variety of conferences throughout the year.
Yeah. So I'm going to first tell you the conferences that are on our agenda for sure for this year. Most of them are in the spring. Mm-hmm. We're very spring heavy. And then I'm going to come back and we're going to break it down by conference and tell you the classes we're teaching at those conferences. Yeah. Some of them, for example, Vision, they already have 1,800 or 1,900 people already registered for that event. So some of these things you've got to, and you also have to pick your classes when you register. So you need to be prepared. All right. With that being said, the very first event we're attending is in February. We're not talking about our other fun trip, right? Mm-mm. Yeah. Okay. Nope. Just conferences and events in the industry. So in February, we have been invited by our good friend Darren Barney and Joe Marconi. And I'm leaving out somebody else. Oh my gosh. Kevin Vaught with Elite Worldwide. We've been invited to come to Fly with the Eagles in February. Very excited. I think that's in Dallas. We're going to Dallas. We're driving there. Legit pros on the road. From there, we are headed to, not from there, but the next one after that is in Ogden, Utah, with the Institute for Automotive Business Excellence, the Mars Conference in March.
That doesn't sound right. Vision should be before that.
Oh, it is. I just didn't move it right. Sorry. Okay, back up. The end of February into March is Vision. We're going to Vision. Everybody knows about Vision.
Look, I got to check on Kim because she'll be booking our flights.
Stop it.
This
is not that kind of... Peyton went on that mission trip.
She'll be booking our flights to Ogden, Utah instead of Kansas City.
Y'all, our son This is what he gets for not being on our podcast while he's home this week right now. But he went on a mission trip, and it was a missions trip, and he just turned 21. So a couple of the guys were like, "Hey, let's go have a beer at dinner at this place, whatever." And the trip kept saying, "It's not that kind of trip. It's not that kind of trip. This is not that kind of podcast."
The trip kept saying that?
The guy leading the trip
Okay, there
kept
we go.
saying. So, okay, Elite. End
Vision.
of February into the first couple of days of March, Vision. Then Ogden, Utah. Y'all, we're going to be home only like 7 days in the month of February. So,
Yep. So we go to Ogden for the MARS conference that's put on
Yes.
by the Institute for Automotive Business Excellence. That's the Marketing for Auto Repair Shops conference. Yeah.
we've been there. We were there a couple of years ago. Really enjoy that conference. So there's that.
And like you're listening to the auto repair marketing podcast. If you're interested in auto repair marketing, you really should be at the Marketing for Auto Repair Shops conference.
Yep. Okay. And then, wow, it's STX year, right?
Yep.
They do it every other year, World Pack Advance, CarQuest. So STX 2024 is in Nashville at the Gaylord. I'm super excited about that. That is in April, at the end of April. And then, wow, I told you that everything was really in the spring and only a few things were in the fall, but there's only one thing we have on our calendar for the fall. So the other thing is, it's not really spring, but it's going into the very beginning of summer, and that's Tools by AASP in Pennsylvania. And then finally, the next one on our list is in the fall in September. And of course, you know that is ASTE.
Yeah.
So let's
right.
see. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is 6. But this is not a conference, but we are, and I'll tell you this in a few minutes, we're teaching a class, a standalone Shop Marketing Pros class in North Carolina, and that is going to be in April as well. So we'll tell you about that in a second.
So that'll be 7.
So Pros on the Road, 6 conferences, 6 really good, powerful places for us to be.
And I'm certain there will be a couple added through the year, but we're going to try not to let it get out of hand like it did last year.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, like, we were just everywhere. Every month, I think we were somewhere every single month.
We had to cross the country multiple times. Like, we would go from California to North Carolina, back to California.
Yeah, Florida.
Like, it was just all over the place.
Yeah, it was.
And we're not whining, okay?
No.
We actually love.
It was a
doing
blessing.
the events, but it was a lot.
It was exhausting, and we have a team of people, so we need to be utilizing them more. They want to go, so this year we're expanding that. Just off the top of my head, Haley will be at some of these events. JR, which many of you are familiar with both of them. Caroline is
Danny.
going. Danny is going.
I think that's it.
And yeah, I think that's
As
it.
of right now, anyway.
So, all right, well, let's talk about each conference real quick. Okay. So the first one is Fly with the Eagles, and that is going to be in Dallas, February 6th through the 8th, 5th through the 9th. I think we get there on the 5th, we leave on the 9th, but the actual event is 6th through the 8th.
And we're going to be talking about client acquisition, but specifically SEO and Google Ads, because let's be real, those are going to be your 2 biggest, mediums for client acquisition. And we're going to be giving like tips for each one of those, how to make them perform the best.
Yeah, it's just an hour, very impactful, engaging, power-packed tips that's already been created, ready to go. Excited about that. You can go to eliteworldwide.com/event/Fly with the Eagles and find more information about that, because there are some people there that are not members of Elite, so it's kind of open to anyone. Vision, gosh, I love Vision. And Brian and I specifically were not at Vision last year because we were with our son. This year we're going to be there. Brian is teaching a class with Chris Enright, and I am teaching a class that I just created. I've only taught it once. Love it so much. And it is about creating loyal customers and making them feel special. So it's not really a marketing class per se. However, I do talk about how marketing plays into that, but just a really good class about making
It
your
is,
customers
though.
feel special.
Making your customers feel special is absolutely marketing.
It is,
Maybe
but
not in the
it's
traditional
not right.
sense, but it is.
Yeah.
And then the class that Chris and I are teaching is Rev Up Your Marketing with the Video Advantage, which we have taught that one time. We taught that at ASTE last year, and we're teaching that a few times this year.
Yep.
But the first time we teach that will be at Vision.
At Vision.
And we got some really great feedback on that class, and we're making a couple adjustments to it to make it even better, because Chris and I realized that when we taught it, there were a few things that we left out that we really need to get in there.
And that's the great thing, though, is that you create the class, and you practice it in your head, and you work through it, and you create the slides, and you put all of that together. But then when you stand up and you're teaching it IRL in real life, then you realize, oh, wow, I need to do this, or I need to switch this slide, or use a different example. So even if you took any of these classes before, it's like I always say, it's like when you watch a movie and you watch it the second time, you're like, I don't remember that part. You'll always leave with something new and different. So I would encourage you, if it's something you really want to learn more about, is to take that class again. So at Mars, for the Institute, we are teaching the groundwork of driving car count. And this is a brand new class. We are actually teaching it to them next week before we teach it to the actual conference. And in this class, we're literally talking about the importance of defining your customer avatar, how to create your message, where to put the message. And so that is going to be a really great, short, again, impactful. I'm really kind of excited. I don't know about you. A lot of times our classes are like 3 and 4 hours long, but some of the classes this year that we're teaching are just an hour with question and answer. And so it's going to be really fun to get in there and just kind of nail it out.
Well, the thing that I like about that one is that we're avoiding the tactics altogether.
Yes.
We're not going to tell you what to do on Facebook, or what to do in Google or email or whatever. We're going to teach the principles that are going to allow you to take them to any medium.
Yep.
And go put them
right
to work. Because when it comes down to it, the fundamentals of marketing are the same no matter where you use them. But a lot of times people start with the tactic. They're like, I want to do Facebook advertising. And then they just kind of fill it in with whatever
they
comes
forgot
to
about
their mind.
First things first.
Yeah, they don't think about the super important stuff when it comes to marketing. So we're going to talk about that, and I feel like that's going to equip people in a way that's going to benefit them much more than just going in there and talking about a tactic.
Which is funny to me, because we talk about the foundations of marketing, where you're getting rid of the shiny objects and all of that, and you're really just making sure you're doing the foundations first. But this is even before that.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really good. And then you and Chris are taking your video class on the road for a full day.
Yeah, so this is going to be like Rev Up Your Marketing with the Video Advantage, the extended version.
Extended edition.
Live workshop.
Yeah.
And workshop is the key phrase here.
Yep.
So we are going to be traveling to Blowing Rock, North Carolina, and we're going to be doing this at L&N Automotive, which is Lucas Underwood's auto repair shop there. Beautiful facility. I think that this is going to be an ASTA event. I'm not 100% positive about that yet. Lucas and I have just been planning it, but I think that that's going to be the case. And what's going to be different about this one? It's going to be we're going to teach the class and Chris will be there. So we're going to teach the class that we normally teach, except that we're going to be in an actual shop doing this, and we're going to you're going to do the thing. You're going to leave. We're going to create videos right there and show people.
You.
Chris and I.
But are the shop owners?
Also, the shop owners who are there,
Yeah.
we're going to give them some opportunities to create some videos themselves,
Yeah.
to practice, to be able to get feedback from everyone. We're going to have a good time, and then there's going to be a networking event the next day that it may and
Don't, because you
say
don't
it.
know for sure. You don't know for
I'm
sure.
pretty positive, but okay. Let's just say
Pew,
that
pew.
there's a networking event that'll be a lot of fun.
Oh, I may have just given a little tip. Did you
Yeah,
hear it?
I heard it.
Well, because I thought you were going to give it, and I wanted to give it first because I'm excited because I just did it yesterday.
Hmm.
Anyways, all right. Enough of that?
Yep.
Okay. Moving forward a little further into April, STX. And again, if you've been listening to us, you know that when we had our shop, we were big WorldPack customers, love WorldPack. We've been trainers for WorldPack for years. And so we are pleased to be being brought back to STX this year, where we're teaching several classes, and in no particular order. You can go look at the schedule. Well, I mean, the thing is, this is sold out. STX is done. It's sold out.
Yeah.
So if you're not registered, I don't know what to tell you. But here are the classes we're teaching. So I don't know that we need to spend a ton of time going into it because it is sold out. But the class I just mentioned to you a minute ago, creating loyal customers, making them feel special.
No, because we may have some listeners who are going but haven't picked their classes yet.
I thought that if you registered, you picked your classes. I thought you pick your classes when you register. Okay, maybe
Yeah,
not.
no.
Maybe not. Oh no,
Because at this point, they just firmed up classes.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, here we go. So I already told you about creating loyal customers, making them feel special. I am teaching that class. And then do you want to talk about your brand new class, which is the ultimate guide to working with marketing partners, your outsourced marketing?
Yeah, this is going to be one that I've wanted to do for a long time. And the idea of this class is that we are going to teach you how to work with marketing partners. So companies like us and all of the other, great marketing companies that are out there, we're going to teach you what your responsibility is, because so many shops think that they just hire it out and that they're done. And the fact is, you can do that. But the fact also is, you're going to get lackluster results if you do that. If you take some responsibility in your marketing and you work with your marketing company to make sure that they have everything that they need to be able to do it right, it's going to make a big impact on the results that you're seeing from your marketing. And I'm going to tell you from the marketer's perspective how you should be working with all of the companies that you're working with, who do the various pieces of your marketing.
And I think I'm joining you in that class. I think that's the one that we're co-teaching.
Maybe.
I think. The next class is our girl, Haley. So proud of her. She loves teaching, and I love that she loves teaching. So Haley is our digital advertising director, and she is teaching your ideal customer, where to find them, and how to target them. So you're going to leave this class really like you think you know who your customer is, but you don't. You're going to leave this class and you're going to really know your customer and how to find them and what to say to get them in.
And look, Haley, she's kind of new to teaching, but I watched her teach some last time and she owned that room and people loved her class.
I don't know that we can call her kind of new anymore. She's taught 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah. Well, she owned the room though.
Yeah.
It was
her
really,
reviews.
It was fun to watch, and the great feedback on the classes.
Yeah, her reviews are great. All right, and then another class at STX is Haley and Caroline. Y'all, you've seen Caroline on the podcast. You've heard us talk about her multiple times. She's joining Haley in teaching look, we have not taught this. This is a brand new class. Caroline's creating this class. We haven't taught a class on Facebook, just Facebook, for auto repair shops in probably several years.
It's been a while.
But people have been asking for it because just like everything else, we say we go to bed the smartest in our industry. We wake up the dumbest. You know, you went to sleep and you were in the Facebook Business Manager and you woke up in Meta World and you don't know where this is for your page or that is. And so I'm thrilled to see Caroline teaching class with Haley on Facebook marketing. And then Haley comes back again. She's joining Brian, and they're teaching a class on the powerful duo. It might be like a boxing match, right? Between Brian, Mr. SEO, and Haley, Miss Digital Ads. But they're going to talk about ads and SEO.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, when we do this, it's something that's important to understand, especially if you've never been to one of our classes. A lot of the classes that you go to, they're sales pitches for whatever that is that person sells. We do not do that. We go in there and we tell you everything, you know, and like we don't hold back any secrets. So like we're going to show you the tactics that we use to get people to rank and to get their ads working for them. And we're just going to lay it all out there, like we do in every one of our classes. So that's going to be a good one. I'm going to tell you why SEO is better, and Haley's going to tell you why Google Ads is better.
But you're going to leave understanding that they're both critical. And,
I don't know what you're talking about.
And SEO can easily, well, she can't defend herself. She's not in here, so maybe I'm taking up for her. Okay. But how well they go together. And y'all, this is very funny to me because I'm like the natural born teacher. But Brian, you're going
to wear me out at STX.
You're teaching a lot at STX. So the next 2 classes have you in them. Yeah. And I'm just going to turn it over to you, but let me remind you what they are. One is with Chris Cotton.
Yeah.
Both of them have the word advantage in them. Mm-hmm. One is the hiring advantage with Chris Cotton, and one is the video advantage, which we've talked about multiple times with Chris Enright. So tell them about those 2 classes.
So 2 years ago at STX, Kim and I taught a class on hiring, and it was all about the marketing side of hiring. And I think to this day, that's probably my favorite class that I've ever taught. And the reason why was the engagement from like in that classroom from all of the participants was amazing. And I just loved that class. There was so much energy in the room. Mm-hmm. This year, Chris and I are going to bring that back, but Chris is going to add the tactical side of hiring.
Chris Cotton.
Yes, Chris Cotton. How to interview people, you know, the HR side of things. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be a really good class. And then the other one is going to be that the Rev Up Your Marketing with the Video Advantage with myself and Chris Enright. So you've got plenty of opportunities this year to take Rev Up Your Marketing with the Video Advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard me. You might have picked up that I'm passionate about video.
Just a little bit.
That I think that I know that you know the marketing industry as a whole will tell you that video is where it's at for marketing your business. And you we get on my soapbox here, but like it's nearly free for you to do. Yeah. And you have a production studio in your pocket. So
that's part of the class.
Get to that class. You got 3 opportunities.
So I'll also throw one more quick thing out there. This is not a pros on the road. This is going to be pros in the cloud. But Haley and Caroline are teaching the class that you just mentioned, the attracting technicians through your marketing. That is going to be a webinar style class through Milwaukee's Central Missouri chapter. Okay. And I don't know if that's open to just anyone or just the members of that chapter, but that is coming in April, I think, as well. And then those are all the classes that bring us through. What was the last one we talked about? STX. Yeah. But there's also tools in late May going into early June. I think it ends June 1st.
And that one has changed because that used to be in October.
That used to be in the fall. And that's why I was thinking. That's why I was thinking when I saw tools and ASTE that I was thinking fall. But they moved it up a bit. And so we'll surely be teaching there. And then we'll be at ASTE in the fall. So
I think it will actually be our team members teaching at tools.
Yes, I think you're right.
Yeah. So
I think
we may be there, but our team is teaching.
That's correct. I think you're right. Yep. So
and then
very
we get
cool.
to ASTE.
Get to
which
ASTE.
we don't know what we're teaching
Don't
there
know
yet.
what we're teaching there yet.
Or I guess we should say we don't know if we're teaching there yet.
Well, yeah.
I would assume that we'll be teaching
I
at
would
ASTE.
hopeful.
Yeah.
Very hopeful. So there you go, y'all. A good bit still going on for us this year. We'd love to know where you're going. And I always love to connect with people when we go to these things. And, Brian's been teaching a lot, so I'm going to have a lot of time to sit down and spend some time with people at STX. So look me up. But yeah, shoot us an email. Tell us what you're going to. If we missed a conference and you're like, you really need to be there, maybe there's stuff we don't know about. At any rate, we'd love to hear from you at ask@shopmarketingpros.com or podcast at shopmarketingpros.com. Ask is really more, as it sounds, just questions. Like you want to ask a question. But if you just have general stuff about the podcast, you can, either one, they work. Both of them work.
All right. Well, thank you again to Repair Pal for sponsoring this episode. We are one of a handful of podcasts on the Aftermarket Radio Network. You can find those at aftermarketradionetwork.com. We hope you'll listen in again next week. And until then, go fill those bays.